Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Susanoo Oracle Think Tank deck profile for March 2017. Just finished this up with the release of the Team Trinity Dragon booster pack. It's a really cool deck that implements the Oracle ability with heavy draw power. So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. For the Stride Zone, I want to run 2 Kamo Susanoo. Sadly, I only have 1 at the moment, so substituting 1 Kirin until I can get my last one. Its effect is GB2 Oracle. Basically, Oracle is when you have 5 or more cards in your hand. This unit gets +5 and a critical, so it's finally a Stride for Oracle Think Tank that involves an extra critical, which is amazing pressure, what they needed. And his other effect is Generation Break 2, Counterblast 2. When this unit's placed on Vanguard, if the number of cards in your hand is 4 or less, you may draw until you have 5 cards. So it helps to set up Oracle, and you can use up your hand knowing during the guard step that if you go into him, you'll be able to replenish it by a max 5, or at least be at 5 with his effect. So it's great. Just to go into, I like running 2 just for, it is a heavy counterblast card for the draw power, but the Oracle +5 crit is always nice. And I also run 4 of the old Dragon Destroyer, Kamo Susanoo. He is an unflip ability where he basically becomes if he hits, you can check the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, put the rest on the bottom. And his GB3 ability is during your turn, all of your units get +2,000. So it helps to boost up your columns, and along with that, another pressure, but this time not the critical pressure, but on-hit Vanguard pressure. Plus he is a great card to go into Stride 1, because you also set up your GB2 with this card. So if you can't Stride next turn, you'll have your Generation Break 2 ready to go. And also for Wakahirume, this is your, once again, I'd say your second pressure card. This one allows you to basically set up the top of your deck with cards. You're going to draw a card off her effect when she attacks, and then choose a card from your hand, place it on top of your deck. So you could place a heal, a crit, something that you just want to guarantee will go off, and you can make your plays go around that ability, basically what you set up on top of the deck. So it's really cool. And then also 2 Takamikazuchi. Just 2 of this card. It's just a hand replenisher, basically, where you check top 4 by flipping up a copy of himself and counterblasting 2, and adding 2 of the cards to your hand. Add perfect guards, stride fodder, whatever you need. This card's great for that setup. And then for G Guardians, I run 2 Son of Eternity Amaterasu. Once again, great G Guardian. It has Soul Charge power, and then you check the top card of your deck and put it on the top or bottom. So if you have a heal coming or a trigger you need, she helps to set that up. And also than that, if the number of cards in your hand is 4 or more, she gets +10 shield. So once again, great shield power for the Oracle Think Tank deck. And then for the last 2 G Guardians, I have 2 Ichibiyoshi in a +5 shield card. If you want to put in Dismal and 1 of this card, you could also do that, just so Dismal can protect your cards like Silent Tom, stuff like that. And that's it for the Stride Zone. We'll move on to the main deck. For grade 3s, I run 4 of the Spiritual Sword of Rough Deity, Susanoo. Has a lot of great effects. 1 for Stride, 1 for setup, actually 2 for setup. The GB2 effect, Oracle, at the beginning of your ride phase, look at the top card of your deck, put that card on the top or bottom. So if you are going to draw a grade 0, basically, you'll put that on the bottom because you want to draw Stride power. And the other effect is at the beginning of your ride phase, if you have a face-up card with Amaterasu or Wakahirume in your G-Zone, you can Soul Charge 1. And the Stride effect is when your unit strides over it, you may Soul Blast 2 to draw a card. So what's great about this unit is he does not eat up counterblasts, so you can save them all for your strides and rearguard abilities. He just relies on Soul for draw power, which is very easy to build up with him and other units of the deck. And I also run 4 of the old Susanoo. He is just great for backup for effects of units and for your criticals and all that. And still a great card overall with the +5 crit Gem Break 2. Good to ride late game if you can't Stride. And the Counterblast 1 check top 2 effect, still good to rely on in those tough situations. So you don't ever have the bad card on your Vanguard to ride for grade 3. And for grade 2's still running 4 Silent Tom. I still think this card's great pressure with the 0 guard restriction. A lot of times you just, help your opponent to eat up their grade 0s basically, or, make them use their G Guardians just so they can stop this attack. And also 3 of the Imperial Shrine Guard Akagi. He's the Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, to check top 2, add 1 to hand, put the rest on the bottom of the deck, and he gets plus 2,000, so he's an 11k attacker on his own. Once again, just great draw power to help set up for Oracle. And also 2 Diviner Kurokuzachi. This is the one when it boosts, you Counterblast 1 for draw power. Once again, just so you can keep that 5 in hand consistently. And 2 Amino Oshibo. I actually want to run 4 of this, sadly I only have 2 at the moment, but it's a check top 5 effect when he attacks. You can pay the cost and search for a card with Oracle from among them, put it into your hand, and this unit gets plus 3. And then put this unit into your soul at the beginning of your main phase if the number of cards in your hand is 4 or less, if you may pay the cost, if you do draw a card. So it also helps to set up Oracle on the field, which is the main reason I like to run this, but like I said, I'd probably take out the Kurokuzachis for this card. Just because Akagi is good for that draw power, very consistent, and this card, like I said, should be ran at 4 just for that setup. And then for grade 1s, I still run the Unflit Perfect Guard just because you do eat up a lot of counterblasts with this deck, so countercharging definitely helps there. And for Deity Spirit Loyalist Kumano Kusubi. It's a Counterblast 1 when in this unit attack hits a Vanguard. Then in the battle that this unit boosted, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, search for up to 1 card with Oracle from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you put a card in your hand, you put this unit into Soul. So he helps to build up the Soul. He's good pressure with the boost effect for searching. Puts cards into your hand, meanwhile, providing that Soul power using him. And then also 3 Amino Murakumo. This is just for extra stride assistance, just so you can consistently stride each turn. And 3 Precious Ophidian. Once again, for striding, you retire this unit at the beginning of your ride phase. You may pay the cost. If you do, you may stride without paying the cost. It's an Oracle effect, so it's searchable with those other card effects we talked about. And free stride cost. And also has a Soul Blast 1 when placed on rear effect. If you have a Vanguard with the Oracle ability, you may pay the cost if you do draw a card. So either you'll have the new Susanoo on Vanguard, or you'll have one of your strides with Oracle, and you'll be able to get that draw power out very easily. And then for grade 0s, I run 1 Deity Spirit Loyalist Ikutsu Hikuni. He has the Forerunner effect with Oracle, being you put this unit in your soul, countercharge 1, so adding soul power and flipping up damage. And the Counterblast 1 effect is a separate effect where you put it into the soul when your unit with Oracle ability is placed on Vanguard. If the number of cards in your hand is 4 or less, you can pay the cost if you do draw a card. It's not a gen break effect either, so you could set up for Oracle before you even stride, so you have those effects to go off of. And for triggers, 4 Diviner Sword Kusanagi, the Susanoo crit for putting the soul plus 5 power and draw. 4 Psychic Bird, just again soul power and drawing. All the triggers that I run are, effect triggers, so it's really cool. Also 8 Draw. I mean, not draw. You don't want to run draws in this deck. You'll just deck out faster. But 4 Stan, Bell Ringing Miku Oka. It is a Silent Tom effect with Oracle. By retiring this unit, you choose a basically a rear guard, and it gets the effect once you attack to the end of the battle, your opponent cannot call grade 0s. So once again, another restriction effect to use, basically having Silent Tom, then another unit on the rear guard that has a Silent Tom-like ability. And also 4 Lozenji Magus, just for the recycling of the heals after you use them if you don't want to G-guard with them, and just having, heals with effects. We basically have a whole trigger zone that has abilities to use, so it's really great. Yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.